Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Taylor, and today is a quick update on the 1970 Chevy El Camino project. Since the last video, you can see the car's back up in the air, and I've actually stripped the whole drivetrain out of it. So this is the TH350 that was in it. This is original to the car, and it just had a B&M shift kit in it, and we are going to be doing an upgrade, which is what we're doing today. So you can see here under the car, I've got everything pulled out of it now, and I will be pulling this cross brace out for the transmission. I'm gonna have that powder coated black, and I'm gonna be doing a lot of detail work under here now since I have this up in the air. This car had undercoating at one point, so I'm gonna scrape most of it off from where the transmission goes, and then I can work on the back half of the car at a later date. But you can see everything is stripped out up here, and it's all pressure washed, very clean, ready for paint. Now, as you can tell by the rest of my garage, that it's an absolute mess right now. Everything is torn apart, and the engine is at the machine shop. Unfortunately, as you always deal with modifying engines or anything related to cars, I had a little problem, and that was with piston to valve clearance. The camshaft that I'm putting in has a much longer duration than the cam that I had in it previously, and it just was nicking the pistons. The intake valve was nicking the pistons ever so slightly, so I'm having those pistons fly cut at the machine shop as we speak, so that engine should be back with us here within the week, hopefully. So anyways, in today's project, we're gonna identify our new transmission, and we're gonna go to a place that you may not expect me to get a transmission for a car like this. Well guys, we're pulling in right now, and as you probably read in the title, we are getting the new transmission for the El Camino at a junkyard. But actually, this is not a junkyard. The owners refer to it as an auto recycling emporium, so don't forget that. So we're gonna go back and load this thing up real quick. I actually already found which one I want, so we're just gonna grab it and bring it home. We're back home now, so let's check out what we scored. Here it is. This is a GM 4L80E automatic overdrive transmission. See, it's a Hydromatic 4L80E, and this is a revised model. I think this is from a 98 and up because it has a revised cooling system. So you've got your inline here and your out there, which helps better cool the planetary in the back. You can see actually where this boss is here, similar to like a TH400 or a TH350, where they come in and out right here. And I guess in the earlier model 4L80Es, they were overheating back here pretty badly. So this is exactly what I needed for this project. And it's actually in really good shape. It looks very clean. We'll clean it up a little bit more and degrease it. And I did get it with a torque converter and a dust cover. Now, there was an ear broken off here. Somebody probably didn't have it centered up on the dowel pins on the back of an engine or something, and ended up cracking that. So there is a weld there, but I got this for $100, so I totally scored on this. And I did check the fluid. It's totally cherry red. Doesn't smell burnt up at all. I am gonna do a flush on it, do a new pan gasket and a filter, and should be ready to throw in the car. We'll just see how it goes. For $100, might as well try it and see what we end up with. Since this is a 4L80E, E meaning electronic, there is a main wiring harness and all sorts of other wiring here involved. Now, because of that, I found this Easy TCU controller on eBay. I ended up getting this for half price. I got it for $300 secondhand, and comes with everything you need. Basically plug and play. You've got your controller there, your programmer, essentially the ECU itself, and then you have the whole wiring harness. So this should be plug and play. So pretty good. I've got my transmission controller, my entire transmission for $400. So all I'm really going to need is a proper stall converter for the camshaft that I'm putting in the other engine, and it should be a pretty good combo, hopefully. Obviously, there's no guarantee that this is a good transmission, and the owners of the salvage yard did tell me I could bring it back if it didn't work. But right here, there's a note that says on August 28th of 14, it did run. So it was tested at that point and it's been sitting since then. So given that the fluid's good and everything else looks pretty clean on it, I'd say this is probably going to be a runner. All right, guys, so here's a size comparison between the 4L80E and the TH350. And as you can tell, this transmission is gigantic. That thing weighs 254 pounds according to Google, and it was like back-breakingly heavy to get out of the back of my truck. But there's your size comparison. Much longer. It's actually quite a bit wider in the center section too. So we will have to have this drive shaft shortened once I get it in the car. And then I'm also gonna have to modify this to run a slip yoke because all of these 4L80Es came with a bolt yoke. And you can see, hopefully you can see there's a threaded hole in that output shaft. So we'll have to get that straightened out. As I was cleaning this just a little bit ago, I just wanted to point out, this is actually a 2001 model 4L80E, and it looks like it actually probably came out of a box truck with like a 6-liter LS motor. So this sticker right here on the torque converter, hopefully you can read it, there's a date code on it of 11 of 13, meaning November of 2013. So, you know, I don't want to venture to say that this transmission was rebuilt, but the fluid is certainly very clean, and it does basically have a new converter. Well, not new, but new to that transmission converter, which kind of makes me think that somebody was taking care of that thing. And based on that 8/24/14 test date of when it was last ran in the salvage yard, that means that converter has less than a year of driving on it. So this could be a fairly fresh transmission. Well guys, that's gonna do it for today's video. I know it wasn't the most exciting. We essentially just went and picked up a new transmission, but we're going out with the old and in with the somewhat new. And it's gonna be a good addition to this car to have an overdrive on the street. Basically, with this TH350, it would tack 3,000 RPM at 58 to 60 miles an hour, and now we should be able to do about 75 at 2,500 with the 355 rear gears and the tire size that I have. So it's going to be awesome for the street, and it should be a nice stout transmission for this car. Now, as always, guys, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a big thumbs up for me and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more automotive content like this, and stay tuned to see more updates on the HP El Camino project. We've got half of our drivetrain here. We're waiting on the engine for the machine shop, and once I get that engine back, we can start throwing new parts at it, and this project will be coming along in a hurry. So stay tuned. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys next video.